It's like I'm engaged in some kind of ridiculous Top Gear challenge. Drive a crystal chandelier across some of the crappiest, bumpiest roads in the New Forest and do it in a Mustang. So we're full of gear and stuff and who knows what back there. I have never driven in a car with so many rattles and it's only 2 months old. Once I've got over there today in this, we've got a van going over with a bunch of other stuff and then we will be in good shape. The background to this video was I was looking for a car for my daughter's wedding. We knew it had to be green, it had to be a convertible and it had to be old. For me, that meant one car, an XJS. After a lot of hunting around, we couldn't find anything and I was beginning to give up on the idea until suddenly something came up in a barn in the south of France. It was apparent that whilst it had issues, it had been used and looked after mechanically and electrically. There were bodywork issues like the dent in the front wing, a few other scratches and scuffs and scrapes. The moorland green with a doe skin interior was exactly what I wanted. He was a lovely guy who we bought it from. He was a retired doctor. It had not suffered the kind of UK rust issues that it would have done had it been here for the last 15 years. In the couple of months before the wedding, we had to get the car through its MOT, delivered, registered, back on UK plates. I was delighted we managed to get the original plates that car was first on. The underneath looked pretty good. There were just a couple of spots that we needed to just check out, but basically it was in good shape after a bit of a mechanical check over and some other things. Guys in the paint shop went to work and gave me a really nice finish. The paint at the end was just absolutely fantastic. Now I'd had the wing dent pulled out and the leaper was lost from the front, it all started to come together. As the big day approached, it was looking increasingly like the day before the wedding it was going to be wet, which was a shame because that was the day we'd chosen to get the XJS over and it would have been lovely to have had the hood down. And we pick up the story as I'm driving the XJS over. We're getting it over to the wedding venue today, so we haven't got the stress of it tomorrow in the morning. And at the moment, it is doing a great job, and I'm just so impressed with it. I could not be happier. We are averaging 12 miles to the gallon, but I have A, no idea if that's correct, and B, I really don't care. That's not kind of the point of a V12. The oil pressure was very low when I was running it yesterday. It didn't seem to recover or get up at all. Now it seems quite consistent and fairly happy. Everything else is looking in pretty good shape. The temperature gauge is in good shape. I have to say, I can kind of understand why the lovely chap that we bought it from France, who drove it all the way up from the French border, had no qualms doing it. We are poodling along and it is doing a really, really lovely job. Just motorway speeds, happily cruising along at 70. So not exactly the beautiful day we were hoping for, but we are in the beautiful New Forest. And what a stunning place, whether it's rain or sun. But it would be nice to have the roof down and be poodling along on a sunny day. But you know, I would trade this for a sunny day tomorrow, and at the moment the weathermen are giving us a dry day tomorrow, so I'll take that very happily. So we made it. I am delighted with the Jag. This is the venue. It's beautiful countryside. Still raining, but I can live with that. And here is the glorious bonnet and the lane that it will have to ferry the bride down. It's a beautiful setting and it's still very wet. The first part of the road is really ropey, so we're going to be bumbling along like we are now. Fortunately, when we get to these gates, it starts to flatten out and has been made up. But it's done very well. We have averaged 15 miles to the gallon on the journey over. And here we are. Beautiful. Doesn't it look the part? What a lovely place to be. This will be full of guests tomorrow, hopefully dry, wedding over there. Fairly sure this was the right idea. It looks the absolute business. First thing tomorrow morning, hopefully the weather's going to be looking better and we'll be back in the Mustang, get over to the venue, early doors, check that the barn is all looking good, and then go and collect the bride. I'm in the Mustang first thing, reliable form of transport to get me all the way there, although as I mentioned yesterday, taking the XJS over was an absolute breeze. What a glorious car it is. So that is a sight I am very pleased to see. Not red traffic lights, but a dry day, even with a little bit of sun. We have a trip of about 45 minutes and I just couldn't bring myself to risk that first thing in the morning on the wedding day. So decided to get the car over there yesterday, but I needn't have worried, it was just superb. Wedding starts at midday and we're around 9 o'clock now, so we're in pretty decent shape. At the moment, all is well. The Mustang, as usual, is being an absolute star, ticking along. I love the fact that Americans know how to do air conditioning. It strikes me like no other country in the world. This thing is just a fridge right now. If you're interested in the Mustang, go and check out one of the Mustang videos. Everything was going well in the barn, even the chandelier worked, so it was time to get back in the XJS. Okay, ribbons out, ready to roll. Don't fail me now. Okay. Interesting. Coolant lights sitting on again, which wasn't the plan. But we started. So we're positioning the car at the top of the lane. Coolant light appears to have gone, but it's clearly going to need some checking out properly. A job for another day, not today. So here we are, back in the Stang, on the way to pick up the XJS. Very beautiful daughter next to me, who would look much better on this video than I do. But yeah, we're only about 5 minutes or so away now, and it's all getting a bit real and a bit exciting.
You're sweeter than the honeycomb, sweeter than the wine, better than the finest things that we can taste this life. You are my desire's king, love is all I'll ever need. You are my delicacy. Oh, come on to the dinner table. Come on to the dinner table.
Knots were tied and vows were made, and then they got the chance to jump in the XJS and take it up the private lane for some photos before getting back in time for the reception.
You like eating mama's cooking in the afternoon. Now is the time to feast. Now is the time to feast. Oh, taste and see. Taste and see. The Lord is good, good, good.
Thanks for joining me today on Driven Floored, the journey of this XJS from its barn home in the south of France to being a wedding car here. It's been a great journey. It's been really fun to be part of it. Do subscribe if you want to find out what happens next and the other things we're going to be doing with the car and any of the other cars on the channel. Thanks for watching.